Hello there. Today we're going to give you an honest review of Card Survival Fantasy Forest. Now, if you played the first card survival game, this is going to be like exactly like this, except you're in a forest instead of starting on the beach, and then the forest has a river, and you're on the east side of the river, or actually you're on the west side of the river, and you travel west on the ocean side. On the first game, you were on the the east side of the ocean, and you traveled inland to go there and get inland and travel and do all the things that you do in this game, because it's the same thing. And if you're not familiar with that game, well, there you go. The first game is you're on the ocean side instead, and you're working in the opposite direction from this one here. So who knows what's going on. And then you have that little magic part that you're doing, which they give you no information about on there. So there we go, magic. That's it. So that's what you got for magic on there. This is what the game looks like. This is the top value. This is the area that you're in right now. You can travel to the new area by clicking on this. There's no map. There's no markers. You can't put any text in here. You can't tell where you're going. So no mini map or anything like that to tell you where you are. Where's your base? You don't know anything like that. It only tells you, well, these values right here, and then on improvements, you don't know that what you can get all unseen on there, which is another horrible thing that games like to do, which is not acceptable these days, in my opinion. That was before the internet. And in this day and age, if you have stuff like this where you can't see what these improvements are going to be and unlocked, that's something you do before the internet and actually want to discover. With now having this out there is just garbage, and I don't like games when they do stuff like that. But anyways, back to the game. This is the value. This is the area we're in right here. This wild thicket, and this is the stuff on the ground there, and this is stuff that your character has on hand. But then you have an equipment area right here. So you're wearing. This is what I'm wearing right now. Then you got a spear carrier, and my spears are in there because this game has this weight value right here. And then you put the stuff in there, and it weighs less. Magically weighs less when it's in there. It's got a weight reduction on the spear carrier. The baskets have weight reductions on them too. That's how that works. So if I wanted to, put these leaves down there, for example, we'll put 10 leaves down. That's my value right there. I can stick them in the basket, and there we go. Now it weighs a lot less. And unfortunately, I can't just drag 10 leaves down here. That doesn't work. So that's the garbage system for micromanagement you got to do. Put this down here. Oh, that's not working either. So then I got to click it 10 times. I wish there was a shift click or control click to fix that. Put them up here. No, that doesn't work either. So yeah, we got to do that. Traps aren't working very well. Very bad results on any of these traps. Even, you put the bait in there. It doesn't tell you the exact bait. Is there a difference between these baits? The bait just disappears. The trap will spring. Nothing will happen. Days later and nothing. You gotta keep checking your traps all the time and then find nothing. It's very disappointing. You can't forage forever. This forage value at 40% will go down really fast if I do that. It's almost 20% when you forage, right? So that takes 30 minutes of my time, and I got some healing moss. Okay, yay! And there's 27%. So I can do that twice. I can do that twice out of that there. 14% is probably enough. I go, some sticks, yay! I'll waste another 30 minutes trying to grab some food. Oh, some healer's moss. So I didn't grab any of the food in there because the random values utterly suck in this game, and you could only grab some of the things that you want. So I didn't get any of the food values in there. As my food goes down there, my temperature goes down, even though I'm working in the sunlight in springtime, and you're still losing temperature because you can't see your values, you can't see nothing. So, and you're losing your tiredness is going down from traveling, so now I'm too tired, I can't do anything, and I'm cold, so let's warm up by the fire. We'll use another 15 minutes to get that done. So all your time is going by, meanwhile you're unfocused because you're doing the same thing over and over again on a game where they want you to do the same thing over and over again to actually be able to get anything done, because the numbers they want on here are just incredibly high. Like I need 8 twine for this stretching frame. That's going to be a lot of work to get that done. If I wanted to make the fibers on there, so that's more time going to this and harvest some of the nettles there, and I need that's how much I need. I need at least 4. But now you're itchy, and if you have clothes on there, which I don't have on right now, because they lower your well-being. For some reason, your clothes will lower your well-being, and for some reason, this shirt right here will raise it, and your boots, your shoes will raise it. But the other reed stuff that you have will lower it down. But it'll keep you insulated, and those things get wet too. Your shirt does not get wet when you wash yourself, and I'm itchy because I picked some nettle herbs and I couldn't do anything about it. Like, where's my gloves I can make? Oh, you can't make them until you do other things. That doesn't make sense. Why can't I just make makeshift gloves? I got makeshift boots. I can make a shirt, but I still can't make any gloves to go out there and pick some damn herbs. Thank you very much for being so stupid. But anyways, we have this part done right here. We got to go to the river, wash myself, which makes you wet and cold again. Then we got to go there and extract the fibers on there. It's another 15 minutes each. That's another action that gets you itchy again, and then another action which is making you do the same thing over and over again. Then you finally get that. Now you're super itchy. You need to really drink on there because you got to drink every hour or so, basically, right? Wash yourself, and once isn't going to cover it. Got to wash yourself again. More time is wasted doing this as your food's going down there. Okay, now I'll bring out my spindle. You definitely got to get this and put that to twine autofill. At least this part is fast. It's only 15 minutes, and then we'll do it again. Get that done. There we go. We got our 8 twine done, and then now our food is all gone. We're still cold, so we're still not done. We're not back to normal. Got to warm up again, and now we got to eat. Make sure we eat something, but we lost so much food, and we didn't get any real food. We got some healer's moss. So maybe, for example, we'll take that 2 healer moss that we have, and then we'll stick it into this water pot right here, and then we'll put that into the fire pit right there. And then we'll have another 15 minutes to do something. So I should have done something else for time. So maybe I'll go to the garden plot and inspect that for that whole 4% on there. Ooh, you got 4%. I already inspected, but that 4% just disappears in a couple hours. But there's your food is done. You got some fat warmed up too. Add that there just to add for effect. And then we have a plate. So we take the plate and then we'll put this stuff out onto the plate. Come on, I can't take it out. Take out all the items. I gotta do it this way. I put the boiled moss on the plate, but the fat on the plate doesn't work. Everything is so micromanaging. Now I can add the fat to the that there to make it better. There we go. Now just eat all the items, 12%, and that stuff there is pretty good for food. And then I added that for the hunger, but that just wasted. That was the food I harvested. My hunger was higher than that beforehand, I believe, and that was healing moss, right? You want to keep that for healing stuff. You don't want to actually eat that, and then use the fat for the extra. But my hunger overall isn't really going up very much, and these other values aren't going up very much. Just to get this stretching frame, got kind of done on there, but that's only half done. I still need the sticks, so that's more things you got to do for this process. That's what this game is like. So yeah, I'll just cut in there. 50 minutes. Well, your axe broke. Now you got to craft a new axe, and that's going to take a couple hours to do that. Because it does take a couple hours to do that. And then you got to make sure you get some more wood for the campfire, which is more time spent getting some wood, clearing out your little forest right here. So you got to clear this and get some wood that way versus the other ways of getting wood in this game. So it's all kind of arbitrary and weird how they do stuff. If you're looking for a game that makes sense and has realistic values, this isn't for you. If you're looking for one that has some interesting combat or anything like that, this won't be for you either. This would be only for people who don't mind following poorly done arbitrary values which don't make sense, things that don't have any weight values or information that doesn't have any real values on there. Like your character sheet over here doesn't really tell you anything about your character very much, right? All this stuff right here. It's not very much for your character. Everything's not working yet. So yeah, and everything's not working yet. Too early access. These stats you can just pick whatever you want. So you can have female organs and male organs if you wanted to. I don't know what they did. I was just trying to be funny when I made my character because I could be funny. Go to your skills. No percentages. No information on this and what it does, which is pretty bad. Spear fighting. I'll pin it to my tab over here. Okay, well it says 10%, and here it doesn't have any percentage. It doesn't say how much it increases your chance. Basically, probably 1%. You get 10% increased chance off of what? 10%? Probably 15% if you have 0. What does it mean? How is it influenced by? Nothing. Like, come on, give me some real numbers and stats on here if you're going to make a game with some stuff on there. How much does a stone weigh? We don't know. We can practice throwing a rock. Okay, I'll spend some time practicing throwing a rock. Okay, yeah. And there's no information. What did that do? How much did that might go up by? Can you give me an information screen? No data information screen or anything like that. So lacking in everything that you're going to want to have in this game. So overall, lots of this stuff, it just doesn't make much sense at all. Like you have your little mud hut here for lots of the crafting in this game, for example. So you're going to upgrade my mud hut improvements, right? Construction. I'm gonna build another wing or build a new mud hut somewhere else. This is just one stage out of the 3. It doesn't tell you what the other stages are for the resources, so you can't plan ahead and know what you're actually going to need to build stuff, which is another poor decision process that they made. You need to have everything that you're going to need to build everything all at once and see what they are. I don't care if it takes stages, like if it takes 2 hours to apply this, and then I got to reapply the other stuff. I want to know what those other things are. But thanks for not telling me and making it a waste of my time having this. So I got to make 20 mud bricks, which is really going to hurt that unfocused stat lots. I'm trying to make 20 mud bricks, so that's gathering a lot of goddamn mud too, right? And a lot of other things to mix with the mud to make it a mud brick that you have, right? And you go to the river. Okay, I'm gonna dig up some mud. Oh, look at that! You got like 3 mud. Okay, and I gotta do this how many times in a row? So no wonder you're kind of bored when I need 20 of these things, right? and you got to keep digging up, and it's going to take how long? How much time is going to be wasted digging up mud? You know, besides getting muddy, of course. Don't really care about that, but yeah, that's a lot of time doing the same thing over and over again. Oh, and now you got to poop. So let's take a crap. Oh, you got your mud. Now you can apply that to anything. Well, can't apply it to leaves. It sucks. Fresh leaves? No. I can apply it to this. Apply it to all this other stuff, which I don't want to, obviously. Or my dry reeds, which take forever to dry, and get some any quality out of them. But these things, no. Got to farm some more new stuff to be able to actually apply that. So if I want to use anything, I could use some ash, for example. I got lots of that, but ash is used in gardening too. So that means more time going to the reeds and harvesting those. And of course, that takes time, and you better do that with the proper tool. You know, you got to find the proper tool to do stuff also, right? So you go over here, and that takes 15 minutes, and it has like no difference between that versus a flint knife for harvesting. So it says 15 minutes. You still get, you know, a random number of reeds for yourself. There you go. Well, now you got to, like, you know, take a crap and it smells, and you have to get rid of it, or you can add it to your garden if your garden's worked properly, that type of thing. Yeah, can't move, can't do this. Make some more mud bricks to extend it, and this is like an all-day process. This takes another 15 minutes per brick, and you need 20 of them for stage 1, and then you need another 20 for stage 2, and that's what you got to do, and with no time left, and then your food running down. So that's what this game is like at the end of the day, for those of you who are interested in playing it. But for me, this is not a game for me. The card system seems to be okay, but the whole way they do their numbers and their sleeping and all this kind of stuff, it's just all of this stuff put together doesn't make much sense. You know, especially, you know, the sleeping part right here. Okay, you're cold and you're shivering. I don't know why I'm cold and shivering inside my own hut, inside a bed with some clothes on, basically, right? So I don't know how that is going to affect it for me. That doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. But at least, you know, I could go on here and actually put this stuff on there. But of course, it lowers your well-being. Let's go fully clothed on here and put this stuff on. And so I'm staying warm. Then I can sleep probably, right? So I can sleep fully clothed for 8 hours. I should be able to sleep. But if your cold value is going down, we can't see it right now. There it is right there flashing. It's going up or down. This is the screen you guys see. What the fuck is this? This is garbage. Whole system. Oh, I'm still getting cold with all that food on there. Of course, I'm ravenous. I'm losing some heat on there. You're cold. You're shivering. Stuff is spoiling. You wake up because you're too cold. Yeah, so you wake up because you're too cold still. With all this stuff closed on, in a mud hut, in a sleeping bag, you get cold and wake up. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. It's just a really bad and stupid system, in my opinion. So that's why stuff like this is why this game only gets a 3 out of 10. It's not worth it for me to try and play or endorse for a decent game. If you can handle putting up with the stuff and want a challenging survival game, the challenge is fine, and the cards are fine, but just the way they implemented this game is not. Their arbitrary values reflect that they don't have any common sense, they don't have any experience, and all that kind of stuff, which just makes the game frustrating at the end of the day. And hopefully they can actually maybe get their heads out of their ass and put these things together like I suggested, to make some more common sense. But they didn't do that in the first game, so I would not expect them to do that in this game. And since they have updates every day so far, when on the recent means they pumped it out too early after they made it, and they don't have any of the values even set for themselves, and everything is not done yet. So yeah, it's just way too early to even bother playing it until they're done. So yeah, overall, it is just for that, it should probably get another -2 on there. For not even trying it yet. Wait till they're done doing all the stuff that they want to do. I thought I wanted to run away from that. I'll charge it and thrust my spear at it. You missed a spear, you missed a squirrel, and you ran away. There you go. But you're dirty and you're thirsty and all this stuff. But yeah, anyways, why am I bothering? I gave you my score, 3 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.